Nightclubs are fun, theme parks are fun, video games are fun, but nothing is quite as fun as just making progress. Making progress towards your goals is one of the greatest feelings that you can possibly feel. This is why making progress is the most fun thing that you can do and how I set up my life to constantly make progress towards my goals. First of all, why is making progress so fun? Why is it that it just feels so damn amazing to make progress towards something? When you think about going out to a nightclub, having an absolute rager, being up till 4 a.m. and thinking you're having the time of your life, and then it gets to tomorrow and you're like, I hate myself, I feel dirty, this was terrible. Outside of just being hungover, there's no reverberating effects of the time that you had on the night out, except for a splitting headache and a feeling of regret. Same thing with playing a bunch of video games, right? You might feel great during the time, but afterwards, you just feel filthy. You're like, what the hell did I just do with my time? You don't feel good afterwards. There's always that little feeling of regret. But when you progress in some way towards a goal, that feeling is amazing. And it's not just amazing then. You get the hangover effect of feeling amazing for hours, for days later. And that's a feeling that I just want to keep on chasing. And I don't really see it as a bad thing to chase the feeling of progress because, of course, progress in some ways moving you forward towards your goals, towards accomplishing something that you want. So if you're going to chase any feeling, the feeling of progress is definitely something worth chasing, but it just makes you feel good inside. You just existentially feel good about yourself compared to doing something cheap and dirty, something like scrolling TikTok for an hour, playing a bunch of video games, binge watching a bunch of TV shows, eating a bunch of junk food. It's one of those things that feels really good in the short term, but you feel like crap because you know that didn't move me towards my goals. If anything, that moved me away from my goals, and that makes me feel bad. And it makes sense that our brain is wired this way. I mean, we intrinsically have a drive within us to move forward, to progress in some way. And this feeling, this reverberating effect of feeling incredible for progressing and moving forward is just our brain saying, you want to keep doing this. Please keep doing this. It feels good because it's moving you forward. It's progressing you in some way. So keep doing this behavior at all costs. And guess what I say to that? Sure thing. I'll keep doing it. It's moving me forward, making me feel good. Let me just keep feeling this way. So how have I set up my life in a way that I'm always progressing? I'm always moving towards goals. It feels like I'm always accomplishing and achieving something. First thing is to have multiple ways of winning. You might have some big meta objective, some grand goal that you're trying to accomplish, but we also want to have those little side quests, those little other goals that you're trying to achieve, you're trying to work towards, because the more ways that you can win, the more ways you can feel this feeling of progression, this feeling of reward, of accomplishing something, of moving towards a goal. The more ways you can win, the better that you're going to be. If you're someone who likes to go to the gym, then have gym PRs. Whenever you get a new PR in the gym, that's a big win. That's progress. That's moving you forwards. That's one of the reasons why I love the gym, because it feels like in some way you're progressing, you're moving forward. If you have a business, then bank account PRs. Look at your bank account every day. Is it going up? Is it going down? Am I winning in some way in that regard? Think about eating. Have I stuck to my diet for a week? That's a win. That is a bit of progress towards my goals. What about reading? I read every day this week. Fantastic. That's a win. That's moved me towards becoming a more knowledgeable person. Fantastic. Great win. Learning. Did I in some way learn this week? Did I spend 5 hours on Duolingo learning a new language? Did I learn a new topic that I was interested in? Great. That's another win. Am I trying to get rid of something? Am I trying to get rid of Instagram? Great. I removed Instagram for a whole week. That is a win. How many ways can you win? How many ways can you get small wins that are moving you towards your goals? This is how you're going to get that feeling of progress and reward. Set yourself that big meta objective, set yourself a few side quests, and have ways to win. The more ways you can win, the better you're going to be. Real quick, if you would like to reach peak performance, I've left no stone unturned to give you everything that you could possibly need, including an entire course on how to remove online distractions so that you can constantly win, you can constantly make progress in some area of your life. If that is at all interesting to you, I'll leave a link in the description below. Next thing I do is try to break my goals down into small chunks that are easily quantifiable. If you have a big overall meta objective, how can I break that meta objective down into small little actions that I can quantify and then get wins based on taking those actions? The way I like to do this is create a statement for yourself. Create an if, then it is unreasonable statement. And I'll show you what this looks like. Let's say you have a goal of, I want to learn Spanish. I want to become fluent in Spanish, but right now you maybe know a few words. You don't know too much. Set yourself the equation of, if I practice Spanish for 1 hour a day and I do this for 2 years, then it would be unreasonable that I would not be fluent in Spanish. Then we know, okay, these are the actions that I have to do to get this outcome. I need to practice Spanish 1 hour a day. Then what have you got to do? Well, you've got to just do it. You've got to actually do it. So what would that look like? Well, I need to practice Spanish for 1 hour a day for 2 years to be fluent in Spanish. It would be unreasonable that I would not be fluent in Spanish. So I have to practice Spanish 1 hour a day. That becomes a quantifiable goal that I have to work towards. And then every week I can go, okay, I practiced on average 1 hour a day. I have just progressed towards my goal in some way. That is a win. That's a feeling of progression. Fantastic. That feels really good. I've achieved that goal of practicing 1 hour a day for 7 days. The big thing here is you want it to be quantifiable. If you can't put a number on it, or if you can't say, this is exactly what I have to do, then it kind of gets lost in the clouds. It's a bit wishy-washy. You can't just say, oh, I want to kind of look good at some point and I'm going to eat better and I'm going to exercise. That's too wishy-washy. Rather than that, you say, okay, I want to gain 5 kilos of muscle and I want to be 10% body fat. To do that, I'm going to go to the gym 4 days per week and I'm going to eat a clean diet. I'm going to eat X amount of calories. I'm going to eat X amount of protein. If I do this for 1 year, it would be unreasonable that I am not 10% body fat and have gained 5 kilos of muscle. Make an equation, make whatever equation it looks like for you, but make sure it is an if, quantifiable actions that you can take, then it would be unreasonable that I did not achieve this goal. Set yourself this equation, make quantifiable goals, break it down into small chunks that you can achieve. This is how you're going to start getting quick wins, and this is how you're going to guarantee that you're moving towards your goals. This feeling that we're getting, this feeling of progress and reward, it really comes from the fundamental idea of active suffering versus passive suffering. In some way, you're going to be suffering. If you decide to constantly be rewarding yourself in the short term, instant gratification, things like scrolling all the time, always eating the junk food, always watching the TV, doing the easy things, it's going to feel pleasurable. It's going to feel really good in the moment. But in the long term, it's going to be very painful because you have to sit back and think, what have I done with my life? I haven't really accomplished much. I'm not moving in any way towards my goals. And that pain is incredibly painful because that's an existential pain of not accomplishing anything. When you choose to actively suffer, when you choose to do difficult things in the moment, things that are moving you towards your goals, things that are challenging you, what happens is you're feeling the pain of doing something difficult, of progressing, of moving forward. And this, of course, is painful. I can't say it's not painful, but what you do is you get results, you move towards your goals, you feel progress, you get achievement. And this existentially makes you feel incredibly powerful. It makes you feel incredibly good because you know, okay, I'm moving towards my goals. I'm moving towards becoming the person I want to become. Now, if you have no ambitions in life, if you don't want to become anything great, if you're just like, I'm kind of happy where I am, if I'm a little worse, that doesn't really bother me too much, then that's fine. Then just continue living the life the way you want to live it. Like at the end of the day, the only reason that we want to be actively suffering is to try and become a kind of person that we want to become. It's to try and move forwards and progress in some way. If you're just happy where you are, or you're like, nah, I don't mind if I slip down a bit, then fine, do what you want. But if you're trying to move forward and progress, if you demand of the universe to be a different person, to become a person that has accomplished more things, then you have to start to suffer actively. We have to constantly be making decisions that are difficult to do, but progressing us, moving forwards towards our goals. And in my opinion, that is the best feeling that you can possibly feel. That is the feeling of making progress, moving forwards. It is the best feeling you can feel. You have that after effect of just feeling incredible, and it's the state I always want to be in. So that is why progress is the greatest feeling that you can possibly feel. That's how I set my life up in a way that I'm constantly progressing and moving towards goals. I want to find multiple ways of winning. The more ways of winning, the better. I want to break my big goals down into small little chunks, make them quantifiable in terms of if I do this, then it will be unreasonable that I do not achieve my goals. And then I just run it. Then I just have to constantly do those actions, do those things that makes it unlikely that I don't achieve my goals. And that feeling of progress feels absolutely amazing. So if you learn something new, if you're maybe going to add some of these techniques to your life, let me know about it. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. There's probably a video somewhere around here that you might be interested in. So I will see you in one of those.